If you are wondering how to get your first muscle up, then this video is for you. Going over the bar or the muscle up is one of the most iconic movements in calisthenics and has put the sport on the fitness map. And despite being very hard to achieve, it has become very mainstream on social media and everybody wants to do it. But think about it. How many of your friends and family can actually do a muscle up? And the answer is probably not that many. I'm Nicholas, the founder of Online Calisthenics, and today we're going to explore a step-by-step training plan to unlock your first muscle up. The secret is to break down the movement into different sections and train them until you feel comfortable with each part. And in this video, I'm going to break down how to master the movement with a detailed workout plan and some tips from my online calisthenics course. But first, let's address the first prerequisite. You have to be able to do sets of 15 to 20 pull-ups in order to start to train for the muscle up. And if you are not able to do that many pull-ups yet, then that means you have to increase your pull-up strength and you got to train for that and be great at that. And I made a video on how to get better at pull-ups just right here. So now that you're good at pull-ups, let's dive into every specific exercise to achieve your first muscle up. The first thing we're going to train is called the takeoff phase. The muscle up is actually a circular pulling movement. You're going around the bar, not directly through the bar. So it's similar to rowing. So the first phase of the muscle up involves a slight swing to initiate the circular pull up around the bar. So your initial movement or pulling is going to be called a diagonal pull up. And here's how to start. You want to hang under the pull-up bar and begin by retracting your shoulder blades together and then bring them forward as if you were performing a mix of cable lat fly and a lat pull down at the same time. This is a combo movement that will set the foundation for the swing. By doing that, you're going to go slightly forward and then back, and that's where you start pulling backwards, and that's going to initiate a diagonal angle. To make the movement a bit easier to start, you can also kick with one leg forward slightly at the same time that you're doing the lat fly to increase the swing. And then the goal is to go as high as possible on each diagonal pull that you get from there. You want to keep your abs tight and avoid arching while swinging forward. That's crucial. So keep your pelvis tilted back and engage your core and ribs as you're doing the movement. As far as volume, you want to practice 3 to 5 repetitions and do at least 5 sets. That will set up a good foundation and help you take off high in order to master the movement. Then the second movement we're going to practice after the takeoff is the pulling phase. So this block is going to focus on building explosive pull-up strength. This involves practicing explosive pull-ups to get your chest to the bar. The idea is to perform sets of 5 to 10 pull-ups where you bring the bar to your chest each time. This will build the explosive power needed to build the muscle up. You want to practice about 3 to 5 repetitions and do 5 to 10 sets of explosive pull-ups. Make sure that you're excellent at this movement. This will really set the foundation for a good movement because the muscle up is essentially a high pull-up. After the pulling phase, you want to work on the third element, which is the transition phase. The transition from pulling to pushing is crucial, and that's usually where people are the weakest. This phase requires practicing mid-range hangs and short-range pull-ups. And the best exercise you can do in that case is what I call the chin-to-chest pull-up. The idea is to hang at the top of a pull-up with your arms bent past 90 degrees, and you want to bring the bar from your chin to the chest. So it's going to be a short range of motion pull-up where you exert a lot of force going from mid-range to the other mid-range. And you'll see that keeping in that short range is going to burn the transition muscles. During this transition pull-ups, you want to focus on bringing your elbows above the bar at the top of the movement. You also want to focus on resisting the descent on that short range. You want to resist as hard as you can to get back to the chin level. In terms of volume, try to do 3 to 5 repetitions and here again 5 to 10 sets. So now you've covered the takeoff, the pulling, and the transition phase. So you're really on your way up. And now you have to practice the pushing phase, which is the essential final phase of the movement to complete the muscle up. And the best way to do this is to practice the single bar dips. The idea on the single bar dips is that you want to perform repetitions without touching the bar. You want to leave as much of a gap as you can between you and the bar and make sure that you're able to rep about 15 single bar dips and focusing on being explosive on each rep to finish your muscle up strong. In terms of volume, try to do sets of 15 to 20 repetitions and go for 5 sets. So now you've covered the 4 essential elements of the muscle up itself, and now you want to put it in practice in the real world. So the best thing to do is to do a muscle up with a band. Using a resistance band can help you practice the full movement without hurting and help you progress. You want to train with the bands to feel the movement and get better at it, and start to lower the amount of resistance that you use week after week to get better at it until you don't need a band at all. The idea is to go for 3 to 5 repetitions of the full movements and try to do 5 sets every time you practice. So last but not least, you have the negative muscle ups. And these will help you control the descent and build strength for the full movement. And the beauty of it is that you don't need a band for this. In order to do it, you want to get on top of a bar with a pull over movement where you roll over the bar and practice the muscle up descent only. If you can't do a clean pull over, you can also use a resistance bands to get on top of the bar and then dismiss the band and do the descent without any assistance at all. Control the descent and avoid touching the ground with your feet until you are in the full dead hang. In terms of volume, do 3 to 5 repetitions and 3 to 5 sets of the negative muscle ups until you get really comfortable with it. These are the 6 main elements of the muscle up that you want to train in order to get over the bar and start to get good at it. And don't forget that while focusing on the muscle up, you can't forget on maintaining your calisthenics foundations. You want to train the muscle up about 3 times per week and continue working on every other foundational exercise like pull-ups, dips, push-ups, squats. Don't forget the lower body. It's very crucial as well. And also make time for proper mobility work and recovery to prevent injuries. Now, if you're ready to take your training to the next level, I also have a full muscle up program on the Online Calisthenics app. Come train with me, join the Online Calisthenics Academy. And in the meantime, I will see you in the next video.